Hello everyone, the Flying Scotsman here. Welcome to this video. Now, in this video, I thought I would do something that I've actually been wanting to do since sometime last year. And that is, we're going to be taking a look at a wee project called Windows 95 D Lite. Now, as far as I'm aware, I think this is being done by an outfit of sorts called Razorback, and essentially what it is, it's an unofficial, well, OSR 3 or whatever you want to call it, a D release of Windows 95, which apparently has a lot of drivers and what have you pre-packaged and built in, and Windows 95 is up to date as it can be. It's kind of similar to the Windows 98 unofficial Service Pack 3, except it's all kind of built in, and you install it. Well, it's there at Windows 95 install time. How good this is, I do not know. I have seen other people sharing screenshots, so I know that the operating system and some of its dialog boxes have been they've been gussied up a wee bit. So yeah. So what we're doing here is I'm in 86 box. I'm sorry I'm not showing any actual hardware. I know I need to get some of my old hardware out. I would like to, but I'm aware that, when I do videos of laptops and what have you, my head does get in the way because I don't see, and I've got to look very closely at it, so I really, really, really need a capture box, but yeah, good luck getting one of those, because they are expensive and I can't afford that. And my attempts to try and utilise the Patreon platform have, they've really, like, one or two people donated, which I do appreciate, but yeah, it just wasn't going to happen. Anyway, so here we are, booted up into a Windows 95 boot diskette, and I've got the virtual CD of Windows 95 D Lite in the drive. So rather than copying over the files to see Windows Options Cab like I usually do, I'm just going to go ahead and install it from the CD-ROM, just to see, what the experience is like, and just to show you what the experience is like. So to do that, I'm going to believe that we call the setup program up like we would on any other version of Windows 95. So just d:/setup. It will try to run ScanDisk, which it is doing now. Okay. So this just looks like normal Windows 95 setup. So far I'm just going to click continue. This is where we find out that I've just put in a standard Windows 95 disk. Okay. I've agreed to that terms and conditions, which I'm sure has something about not reverse engineering or modifying Windows 95 without prior consent. So I'm going to click next, install it to see Windows. Yep, that's exactly what I would like to do. So I'm going to go for a custom install. Now I'm guessing hopefully this is where I'll start to see some changes. So I'm just going to type in, whoops. Okay, it's not asked for a product key. Yep, I would like to analyze my computer for any hardware. Let's look for a network adapter and a sound card, because I have both installed in this VM. So the specs of this machine: Pentium 2 300 on a slot 1 MSI board, with S3 Verge DX PCI graphics, 64 megs of RAM, 3 GB hard drive, 32 speed CD-ROM drive, and a 1.44 megabyte floppy disk drive. Sound card is a Creative Labs Sound Blaster A32, and the graphics card is network card, is a Realtek RTL 8029AS. I think that's the correct model number. So, we are onto the selecting components phase, and it looks like Windows 95C. There's no option to check off the Microsoft network in terms of installing things here, but as usual I'm going to go for a full install. I'm going to have a look at multimedia. Yep, all seems perfectly fine there. Yep, that seems fine. So it all just basically seems the same, actually. So let's have a look in accessories. Yeah, just nothing different at all, really. I've never seen that before. Click on the network adapter. Here. And there we go. We've got the network adapter. Oh look, it does say Windows 95 D Lite there, so I do have the right installation. CD-ROM. Okay. And it's defaulted to TCP/IP. So would you look at that? So that is where we're seeing the changes in the network configuration portion of setup. Right, so I'm just going to type my computer name is Win95D Lite. Actually, VM-Win95D Lite. And I'm going to type Wakefield as the work group. And then description, I will give it a description. Windows 95D Lite box. Right. It's detected the display as S3, but I will need the drivers, the proper drivers to be installed. Unknown monitor, that's fine. English United States. User interface. Can still select 95 or 3.1. As in Program Manager. Right, do I want a startup disk? No, I do not. While that's doing that, I'm going to go ahead and eject that. Oh. Just as I've done that. Oh my days. Right. Welcome to Windows 95 D Lite. This version of Windows 95... Oh, jinx. Easier to get started. Relieves you of manual post-setup installations by integrating essential updates and popular drivers. As you read this runtime... So it's all different pictures. Power of OS R2. So this is advertising all the virtues of Windows 95 D Lite along with... low bitrate colours of, low bitrate pictures of things. Get the best of both worlds. Run games on MS-DOS or Windows proficiently on the same machine. DirectX 7.08 accelerates many games on popular video cards made as late as 2000. Other games and advanced programs can alternatively use OpenGL, a multi-platform 3D API. Nice. Windows 95 D Lite CD-ROM contains many optional components to install at your leisure. Give your desktop a facelift with one of the many themes. Improved networking. Integrates many new and updated files to improve networking over TCP, IP, and elsewhere. WinSock 2 and dial-up networking 1.4 let you run newer programs that are network dependent, and you can create a dial-up server. That's nice. Hybrid Terminal can now establish telnet connections over the internet. Several drivers for popular 100 base T NICs are included. Windows 95 Lite and D Lite embraces the MS-DOS within. Some useful programs are now installed by default. QBasic interlink to connect directly to MS-DOS systems using a serial parallel cable. For the heartiest of MS-DOS users, the line-based text editor Edlin is included. Many more integrations. Windows 95 D Lite. Oh, look, a compact mouse. I've noticed that. IntelliPoint 3.2 adds support for scroll wheels and enables very high precision tracking. That's good. CD-ROM comes with yet more optional tools for you to make use of. Whether to take greater control of your desktop, remaster Windows 95 or something else, alongside the resource kit are several tools previously exclusive to the books included CD-ROM. Further reading, plenty of new documentation is included in Windows 95 D Lite for those who want to know more. 101 new tips to tell you Windows 95's darkest secrets. Get in contact. To stay on top of the latest updates to Windows 95 D Lite and a related project, check out Razorback's outlets. Connect to razorback95.com/projects/Windows 195D to get the latest build. Check Razorback's contact page for a list of venues to get technical support. Go forth, Captain, and venture into the world of Windows 95 from a new perspective. Wow, that was quite interesting. Okay, let's go and restart. Setup has detected a disk in your floppy disk drive. Yes, because I'm too scared to remove it. Right, I'm going to click OK to restart the computer. And here we go. Okay, I'll just type in what I want my username to be. So, again, pretty much the same. Oh. Ah, well, that's not very good. Actually, I might have needed to copy everything over. Oh. So, there you go. Copy the contents of your Win95 directory over to the hard drive before installing, because it'll forget not just about your CD drive, but about your floppy drive as well. Okay, so it's the pre-OSR2 screen for Windows 95. Okay. So now it's remembered my floppy drive, but not my CD drive, so... yeah. Okay, so there's no Internet Explorer. But there is IntelliPoint. I like that. Well, I mean, that is quite good, actually. However, I would say that would be nice if... yikes. Well, why has it done that? It's installed 2 lots of drivers. Okay, let's get rid of that. And let's get rid of that. So if I was going to install this again, I might pass up on the networking until after the OS is installed. And DOS key is there at startup. Right, yeah, no. This, yeah. If Windows can't obtain an IP address from a DHCP server, run WinIPCFG and keep clicking renew all until you get one. I love this. Right, okay. 6. Okay. There's no USB. So I don't know. Tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to go back and I'm going to install this using my usual method of copying stuff over to the hard drive. And then I will come back once it has booted again. So we're back at the second phase of setup, because I've copied all of the install files to the hard drive, and I just want to see what happens now. I just want to see what happens now that I've actually done that. So already we're starting to see that things are being copied, which is good. It's an encouraging sign. So I shall let it continue. One thing that I did notice was it didn't ask for any information about my sound card, and that it didn't ask which driver I wanted to use. So we'll see what happens there. Ah, it's actually installed it this time. Now the sound is going to be choppy because of the emulation. I do think PCM can emulate faster machines better than 86box can. But I like some of the options on here, so yeah. Looking forward to seeing what PCM version, I think, is it 18 has to offer when it's out. Now, this time, we see that all the drivers have been installed, and there's more stuff installing, so we'll just see what's going on there. Windows 95 is now finalizing your settings, and there we go. So, we are in Windows 95 D Lite, and again, there's no Internet Explorer, but hopefully now, if we go into Device Manager, yep. Right, it has... It's made a wee bit of a mess of things, has it? Right, let's see if we can... Yep. Drivers for this device are not installed correctly. Well, gee, that's not good. Now, to be fair, this can happen on AWE cards in regular Windows 95, so just uninstall, just delete them from Device Manager and reinstall, and you'll be tickety-boo. PCI Ethernet controller, that's there. That isn't. That's not the Ethernet controller. So yeah, I do notice that there's no that there are no drivers for the Realtek RTL Ethernet controller. No, so sad. But there are drivers for the 8019. So once again, we're going to have disk. So once again, it's installing off of the CD. Oh my goodness, it's installing quite a few things. Okay, so it's installed it. That's nice. Now, does it actually work? Can we find out? Oh, not getting anything just yet. Maybe we need to reboot. Maybe we need to drop the speed of this, so we shall. Let's bob it down to 266, shall we? And there we go. We have the server. Alright. So let's go into my computer and we find that there's no CD-ROM drive. So guys, I don't know what to tell you about this. The CD-ROM drive appears to be missing in action. I don't know if it needs a different main board. Maybe it does. Or maybe I just need to try and set the CD-ROM drive to a different IDE channel. Also, I'm doing this and I've not shut the machine down, so it's going to start mouthing off at me and wanting to run ScanDisk. Oh, we've got a new hardware device. Oh, USB root hub. Oh yeah, I deleted that. Right, so once again, no CD drive. Ah, that could do it. Okay, well, let's try reinstalling that. Some of the drivers, I'm noticing a pattern here. Some of the drivers you need to reinstall. I mean, I might even go as far as to install the Intel 440BX drivers, if that's what this board uses, which I think it does. Okay, this does not like that at all. I mean, this is a bit of a shame as well, because I was hoping to have a nice look on the CD once we got into the operating system and just be like, oh, that's cool, this is cool, that's cool, this is cool, that's cool. Anyway, I think I'm gonna Jinx, I'm gonna need to reboot again, and it's gonna want to do scan disk. Actually, that's a point. Is it detecting the drive? Yes, it is. So it's detected that I've moved it from the slave device on the primary channel to the master device on the secondary channel, which is, to be honest, how I usually do my CD-ROM drives and hard drives anyway when I'm installing them. Some of the retrofest machines, I've had to set the hard drive as slave on the primary channel, but they are the only thing on the primary channel. It's quite strange that I've had to do that to make them work, but that's just what I've had to do. Okay, I'm not getting any offer to find new hardware or anything. Right, no, it's still not liking it, this. Okay, what if I did that? Ah, yeah, see, it does not like that. Oh, that's not good. Well, you know what? Let's try a different board. Okay, so I'm going to try a different board. Some of this could be due to 86 box's overall crummy, I'm not quite finished yet because I'm an experimental release. And some of it could be due to 95 D Lite's faults as well. So, yeah, I mean, because that is obviously a work in progress. But we're with a different board and a different chipset. So we'll have to see what happens. Now, I know one thing that's going to happen. I'm actually going to let ScanDisk run. This is actually going a fair amount quicker, even though it's the same CPU speed. So, yeah, that'll be quite interesting to see. So, yeah, this is literally going to have to find and reconfigure all the hardware again, because if it's essentially what I've done is taken... If you can imagine this being a real machine that I'm using, what I've essentially done is taken the hard drive out of this box and put it in a different box. Well, no, what I've done is change the motherboard out. That's what I've done. So, yeah, I bought the MSI board and it was faulty, so I put in an 8-bit board instead. That would never happen normally. Maybe it might have done in the 90s, but certainly not in the 2000s. I actually did that the other way around in 2007. I went from an 8-bit board to an MSI board, the latter of which worked beautifully. So, yeah. Oh, look at that. Now we've got some beautiful graphics drivers. And actually, yeah, that is. I mean, I know it's back down to 266, but that is running a lot nicer. That's probably going to want the bloody floppy disk again. Right, okay. So, are we going to get a CD-ROM drive this time? Our survey says... Okay, last ditch effort. What I'm going to do before I change down to a socket 7 board and just completely change the hardware entirely. Okay, so what I'm going to do instead is... Intel. And we're going to install some... We're going to install some BX drivers, I think. I'm going to install these ones. Because these are older, but... I mean, I've had different issues with... different machines, but these older ones tend to work quite well on older hardware. I would like to install this on a real machine as well. You know, so my idea, when I heard that this had came out, my idea to install this was actually on the Dell Latitude CPX-H. If I still own it, that is. I think I do. I've had so many CPXs over the years that I've bought and sold and what have you that it's not even funny, you know. So I believe I do own a CPX-H, and yikes, this is now crashed. We're not doing well. This is turning into an MJD video, only you know, not as good. Ah, right. Okay, this is now saying it's not got the CD drive, so I might actually need to pop it back on the as a slave on the IDE channel. So I will do that. Oh. Oh well. That board's rubbish anyway. Okay, this is not liking it. So, we get to go down even further. Good news, folks. I've finally got the CD-ROM drive working by using a a dual voltage socket 7 board from Shuttle, or at least a virtualized version of such. So, we can now go on and have a look at the contents of the CD-ROM. Look at that. We've got Windows 95 D Lite. It's got a new autoplay menu graphic. Start Windows 95 D Lite setup. Additional components about this project. Goodies. Browse the CD. Add remove programs. So start Windows 95 D Lite setup. That just, well, install it. I wonder if you could actually upgrade to 95 D Lite. I'll have to try that. Additional components. Well, we've got stuff. We've got things, and we've got stuff. Alright, we can install Power Toys, NT Client Tools. You must first install in StemSIA. Install Shield for Wizard for remote desktop connection. So, what about goodies? Brandish. This adds custom banners to the log on and about dialogues as well as the start menu. So, this will... Well, it's the thing that I was talking about gussying up Windows. So it makes it look a bit more Windows 2000-ish in terms of having banners. So now that I've installed those, we can go into it. There we go. Windows 95. Look at that. It looks like Windows 2000. Except without the theme. Although... I'm sure we could make Windows 95 look like Windows 2000. Look, and Windows 95 now has a Windows 95 8-esque blue banner. And if I go about Windows 95, there we go. Got the same banner. So, yep, clouds.mid. Purify. This version removes some custom banners from Windows 95D and Windows 95 D Lite or an excessively branded OSR2 installation. Proceed. So, yep. We've got Microsoft Hover. That's from the 95 disk. So, this comes, I think, with all versions of Windows 95. So this shows what Windows 95 is capable of. Oh, escape out of it. All right. So that's what that does. Interesting. So I can install the themes for Microsoft Plus by going have disk. Oh, and look, we do have the Microsoft Plus the Microsoft Plus tab here. Do we have the screensavers? No, we do not, but we will do once we install the themes. I'm going to change the mouse pointer travel. Wow, I can make that very slow. And what I am going to do as well is I'm going to... Oh, 256 colours. Well, let's change that, shall we? Let's restart the computer with the new settings. And that does look a lot better. Startup sound is still a wee bit scratchy. Ah, now I see. We've got the different icons. We don't have the alternative mouse pointers to Windows 95 and 8. Well, Windows 95 and NT4. Well, let's... So desktop themes is installed by default. That's quite interesting. So there we go. And now I have my usual mouse pointer. Okay, additional components. I don't know what this is. Oh, these must be resources. Cabinet Software Development Kit. DOS font. Oh, kernel. Windows 95 application to run Unix top application. Remastering large base cabinet sets in Windows 95 OSR2. No, can't detect IE for later. So we could install the desktop themes. So go to Windows Setup, have disk. Now a lot of things you can install this way actually. So oops. Fun stuff. Plus. So I can install Pinball this way. Or not. No, it did say specifically to right click and select install. That's okay. But I can install all the desktop themes. Look at that. Ancient Pathways, Dark Mode. Oh my, there's all different kinds of themes. Oh me. Windows NT 4. That must just install the startup sound to NT. So, yeah, this is going to install. It's probably going to take it some time, though. There's quite a lot in there. Okay, so all the desktop themes are now installed. Ancient Pathways. Nice. I'm starting to think that some of these are from Microsoft Plus for kids. Oh, wow. Dark mode. Now, I'm just going to turn mouse pointers off. Oh, me. This sort of thing I'd have probably had nightmares about as a kid. That's, but it does look quite sleek. Windows does look quite sleek with darker 3D objects. Well, that's what it calls it anyway. Look. 3D object. Very creative. Denim. I love the color blue, but come on, this is ridiculous. Horses. That's probably a nice one. Inside your computer, jungle, Leonardo da Vinci, messy room. Yeah, I think this was from the Plus for kids. More windows. Riemann. And this is basically like a version of the hot dog stand theme. The actual color scheme they're using, I'm pretty certain this is what the hot dog stand theme would have became. Too much yellow. I've always liked the color scheme of Science, actually, I will say. Sheen Water. This is quite a nice one. This is very XP. Snowboarding. Totally bodacious, man. It's not changing the icon, so I noticed that. Oh, there we go. What about space? Yep, space is a thing. Sports, I remember that. 60s USA. The golden era. Golden era of what exactly? The power of fire. Quite a sleek one. Travel. That's quite a nice one, actually. I do quite like Travel. Treehouse. Yeah, that'll be a kid's one. That's quite wholesome. I like that. Tropical Interlude. Nice. I would have thought that there'd be more palm trees or something like that. Underwater has always been a popular one. I had and Windows 95. I used to like that theme. I used to use that all the time. Windows 95 D Lite. There's a shred the web out of your system. So this is apparently what we're supposed to be shooting for with 95 D Lite. So I'm just going to minimize all windows. Shred the web out of your system. And then, of course, we've got Windows Default. And, yeah, it's not. And then Windows NT4. Really? I like this, though. I do, genuinely. This is the kind of theme that I would go for. Very nice. Nah, but I think I'm just going to go for Windows Default. So, yeah, that's quite nice. And, yep, it takes a while for the icons to change. I'm realising that now. So, do they have any new straight-off colour schemes? No, we've got the... walkabout. We do have the screensavers though, so let's have a look. Nope, these are just the normal color schemes, I believe. So there you go. That's Windows 95 D Lite's Microsoft Plus offerings. So yeah, I think you've just got the you just have the Microsoft Power Tools and what have you. So there you go. Now it does say that you could shred the web from your system, but you can also do the exact opposite. You can install i3, 4, or 5. So I kind of like how they've put them all there. So if I wanted i5, could I get that with the active desktop? Can I do it in one fell swoop? because there's some IE4 stuff in there. So let's see what I can install with Internet Explorer 5. IE 5.5 web browser offline browsing pack. Browsing enhancements. Very nice. Macromedia flash player. So, no, it doesn't look to have the active desktop. Unless it's... nope. So, yeah, that's that. So, if I wanted the active desktop... I don't know what I've just installed, but I've installed something. Then I would obviously need to install Internet Explorer 4. And install it that way. But yeah, we already knew that. So yeah, that would be what you would do. You'd get all the usual toys and the active desktop. So obviously the developers have gone to great lengths to try and strip the web out of the desktop. That's how you get Windows 95 D Lite. But I'm glad they let you undo all of their hard work and put it back in. So I think that's all I have to show you for this. It's quite an interesting installation. It's honestly, I mean, you've got a lot of updates and you've got a lot of drivers, but for virtualization, I mean, I'm not sure why I would use this over 95 OSR2 when I like to usually install my own drivers and what have you anyway, apart from to get this, which I mean, again, it's something that you install after the fact. But on an actual machine, now that could be different. You know, having the drivers slipstreamed into Windows 95 setup, I can't honestly say that that's a bad thing. Having access to the Microsoft Plus and Microsoft Plus for Kids themes, again, quite a nice thing to have if you want everything that you can lay your hands on. Having the desktop themes in the control panel, again, I quite like that as a default option. Whether I would have that be a thing that you can install or uninstall in Windows 95, actually, I would like that. I'd love that to have been able to, you know, for you to have been able to install that at install time with Windows 95, or choose for it not to be installed. And I guess along with the themes, but these are all some things that can be worked in. Like I said, I mean, this is very much a work in progress. There's bound to be more builds in the future unless Microsoft shuts this down. But there you go. This is Windows 95 D Lite, and I'm taking the light out of it now. So, yeah, there's really not much more I can say about that. So, I think I've wasted enough of everyone's time here. So, thank you all for watching this video, and please join me for my next one. Cheery bye. Thank you for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, please hit the like button. You can also subscribe to the channel and hit the wee bell icon to be notified when I have published a new video. But until then, please feel free to check out some of my previous videos.